In 1988, Tommy Lee's tearing up the drum sets on the Sunset Strip for Motley Crue. Tommy Lee Jones is tearing up the silver screen in the movies. And our guest here today is tearing up the wrestling mat for Christian County. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
I'm Tom Lee. I wrestled at Christian County High School all throughout the 80s, from 82 to 88, and was fortunate enough to win the state title twice in 87 and 88.
Absolutely, so man. And of course, your 87 videos on the channel, and this is your 88. And I love the, I've been thinking of Tommy Lee references for so long. We finally met up of how I could, work stuff in or whatever. And I'm like, man, this is, I'm not going to say the best wrestling name, but maybe one of the best pop culture names that we've had on the channel. I've had time to stew on. I'm like, man, they can't be any better than Tommy Lee Jones and Tommy Lee the drummer. So
and they were popular back then too.
I was going to say, man, they were, you just walk in, sign your name, Tommy Lee. Everybody's looking around like, what? Tommy Lee's here. What are you talking about? So I was born in 85, and I'm not trying to sound like an old man here, but the way that we communicate now is not even a shadow of what it used to be back when you were in high school. I think the quickest way to communicate back then was probably through a fax machine, phone. Kids, we didn't always have one of these in our pockets. We couldn't do a Zoom, anything like that. You didn't have FaceTime. You couldn't TikTok, couldn't Snapchat, whatever the kids are using nowadays. I'm sure those are probably obsolete, but I say all that to lay the foundation for the information didn't travel fast. And you're coming off of a junior year winning a state championship. Do you, like when you go to, like, say, an open tournament in the summer, or you come in to, of course, we've talked to several Christian County, Hopkinsville guys throughout the 80s and 90s. Even today, they've said they wrestle so many tournaments in Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, because you can be to those states pretty quickly from Christian County. So when you go in, like I said, to an open tournament, into a school sanctioned event, do people know who you are, or you kind of able to stay hid? How does it work back then?
Well, back then, we had our circuit of tournaments that we did, and a lot of it was in Tennessee and other places. So, people recognized our school in other states. Mm-hmm. But you go into anywhere in Kentucky other than your district area, and people didn't really even know who you are, don't know what you have or how you wrestle or anything about your team. I mean, we do a couple tournaments a year. Probably the biggest one was Wofford tournament, in Lexington. And I think that was probably the only, other than just some local tournaments at either Fort Campbell or Hopkinsville or ones we put on at Christian County. Yeah, that was the only other tournament that we got to see other wrestlers or other competitors in the state of Kentucky until you got to the state tournament. So our name was just, hey, there's a record against this guy. They see a number out there by your record, and that's how they judged you.
And we've said it in Darren Parker's video, Arvell Banks's video, a couple other guys from Hopkinsville in the 85, 86 era. Of course, Hopkinsville High School is coming off back-to-back team state championships, 85, 86. Christian County is coming off of a 1987 team state runner-up to come in second behind Simon Kenton that year. When you guys start practice in the fall of 1987, and you look around the room, I think I asked Darren Parker the same question, but I want your opinion. I think I asked Arvell the same thing too. When you guys start practice and you're looking around and you're like, daggone, we're good top to bottom. We're studs this year. Did you guys kind of know, if we don't do it this year, it's never going to happen type of a state championship for the team mentality? Or how did it go for you guys, like the seniors, the leaders?
Alex, I'm a very positive guy. So every year I thought we were great.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
thought we had the talent every year to win the state title. I mean, that was just my mentality going in, saying this year we're going to do it.
Mhm.
I never had a doubt, and it's we were at the top every year. But I look up and down. I'm like, man, we have talent this year. If we could pull it together, and if all the cards fall right, we're going to be right there. So so yeah, I had that attitude going in every year.
No,
That our team,
that's
yeah,
that's fair enough. And of course, you
yeah,
had a Coach Perrin
yeah,
there leading the ship across town. You had Coach Placer and Tony Harris and all that crew over there. So the the wrestling world in Kentucky was in Christian County, in Hopkinsville. I mean, for 3, 4, 5 years, if Christian County didn't win it, Hopkinsville did. If whoever won it usually come in second. Numerous state champions come out from Christian County and Hopkinsville both that year. So it was
yeah.
just
And we judge ourselves against them. That's kind of when we go head to head, and some of the earlier tournaments or even our dual matches against them and everything else. We kind of, hey, it's us or them that's going to win this thing, and let's go at it and figure out who's better here.
And
So yeah,
I couldn't tell you how many review videos we've done, whether it's in Zoom, in person, and I think I've been to Christian County 5 times as of this filming, doing videos with people, multiple people. We've had a 2-day session. We've had two-day sessions, come to think about it. And every time that we go down Christian County, we have, of course, Tony's going to be there, Livingston, Coach D. I go on and on with names, but we have people that kind of look out for us there, make sure everybody's there on time, whatever. But even when you have a couple Christian County guys and a couple Hopkinsville guys, it feels like just a big family reunion. It truly does. It feels like everybody's just, buddies, everybody's friends, everybody's family. People bring food, people bring drinks, or sitting around talking.
Yeah.
And the first one that we done, like in your 87 video I mentioned, was in the bottom of that community center there. There was people that didn't even have a connection to wrestling. They just wanted to be there because so many people had come into town, or so many people were going to be there that they knew from school. And everybody was just, it was like just a big community gathering. And I was like, man, this is so cool that these two programs back in the 80s and 90s were so competitive against each other. And now it's like, just a big family reunion. That's kind of cool from an outsider's perspective.
Oh, absolutely. We had, I'll never forget, I had, a couple guys on the Hopkinsville team that were some of my best friends, from Timmy Huddleston, Eddie Persons, those guys. I mean, I know but just going down the road from guys that I would hang out with, but not on a socially, in the gym that we loved and worked out with, from Jeff Merritt to the Herrings, Troy Bailey and the Bailey family. They're awesome people and just phenomenal. So we would, it was like a family. You'd hang out socially with both sides. You see everybody kind of one big family, and then you get on the mat and you're like, okay, us against them, so
yeah, no, that's cool. And just about everybody you mentioned there, Jeff Merritt, we've done his 83 video, we've done Troy's 88 memorial, we've done Steve's 86 championship match review. There's so many guys that we've done from Hopkinsville and Christian County back in the 80s, 90s, even up through the 2000s that we've done Christian County guys. And like I said, it just feels like a big family. It truly does. So in the 87 video, you went through how you'd placed. Of course, you won at 87, third. Coming in to the state tournament, you guys are the show. You're I don't want to say the favorites, but you guys had the horses, if you were in horse country, the horses, if you will, to win it. When you guys make that trip to Lexington, is it like, all right, everybody get your head on, kind of like a business trip, or was it just like, we're just going to do the best we can and let the chips fall where they may?
I took it more like a business trip. Some of the I don't know what the other guys would have said it was, but yeah, we kind of had a purpose going in there, and we knew what we wanted to accomplish. We knew we had the talent to do it. We knew we had the we had to perform, and execute, but we knew we were prepared to do that. So the chips just had to fall right. Those close matches, you got to pull them off. And that we were fortunate enough to allow that to happen, because in the prior years, some of those close matches, we weren't able to get over that hump.
Yeah, and that's so many people that are new to the sport, they don't understand that when it comes to accumulating team points, you can score like 0.5, like half a point, or how you win matters to your team, how you advance in the constellation, where you place. And just for reference, the 2024 boys state tournament, there was a tie for second place. Johnson Central and a school called Great Crossing in Georgetown, they tied for second place. The 23 season, they tied for third place. So the same two schools have tied back-to-back years, tied for third in 23 and second in 24. So how you win, how you advance, all that counts to your point accumulation. So be mindful of that when you go to like a team tournament where you can have a team champion. But let's talk about your 88 bracket here, and just some of the names that I'm seeing coming in on your bracket, like Mark Selke from Trinity. He won it in 1990. Michael Benson won it, I believe, in 1990 as well. Of course, but let's talk about though your run, and we're back to we went from an 8-man in 87 to an 16-man in 88. You start off the state tournament with a pin over John Grubb from Johnson Central. You get to the second round, you're wrestling Fred Hendrickson from St. Xavier. You win that by a 14-0 decision. You get to the semis, you're wrestling Brandon Nixon from Dixie Heights. You win that by 15-0 decision. Now, I have to ask, was that a tech fall in 88, or was it just the end of the match?
No, it was a tech fall back then.
Okay, because the reason I asked that is the first tech fall that is actually signaled on video in the state finals of all the years that I have so far come from Jared Trice in 88.
Yep.
He was the first tech fall that we have on video. So we're trying to pinpoint when the actual tech fall rule come into play. And I haven't really been able to.
Yeah, I would say it was in play, I think, in 86.
Okay.
I think about that time is when it went into effect.
All right. No, that's good information, because I didn't know that. Now, coming in, you are undefeated. You're coming into the state finals with a 38-0 record, which is phenomenal. And we've said on how many times ad nauseum, but we'll say it again in your video. Christian County, they're not just going out and wrestling first-year teams. They're not just going to, wrestling elementary school kids. Your guys are going to tough tournaments every weekend. That's just the way it was. That's the way it is now. So 38-0 is impressive, but when you look at some of the guys that you had to wrestle, I mean, that's a very impressive undefeated record coming in, especially with that big target on your back, knowing you're a state champion that you wrestled, and everybody wants to beat the champ. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to knock out Mike Tyson. Everybody wanted to beat Hoist Gracie back in his UFC run in the 90s. Everybody wants to be able to say they beat the champ. And you are able to wear that crown proudly and say, I'm undefeated, come at me, right?
Absolutely. So I was used to that. I had a fairly good career. I'd stumbled a lot at the state tournaments in my past, but just in high school in general, I had a really good run. So I was used to having either one loss or no losses going into this state tournament. I think worst year I had 3 losses going in. So
well, and talking about 3 losses, you're coming into the state finals. You're wrestling Dale Duckworth of Harrison County. And he, of course, both of you guys are seniors. He's coming in with a 35-2 record to the state finals. Now, this is 130 pounds. I have to ask, as the good journalist that I am, had you wrestled Duckworth before this?
Yes, twice.
And I believe both.
So I wrestled him at. I wrestled him 3 times. Once at a takedown tournament, which didn't really count, and
Right.
And he was tough then. I remember trying to wrestle, getting him. I only beat him by 1 takedown in that tournament, and then we go on and he made the finals of the Wofford County tournament, and I got to wrestle him there, and I ended up winning that match. And then I wrestled him in the regionals right before the state, and I beat him there. So,
and just to give a context of talking about wrestling him in the regionals, Harrison County and Christian County are not close by any stretch of the imagination. And whenever you said off camera that you wrestled him in the regions, I was like, I couldn't believe that Harrison County and Christian County were in. That's a 3-hour trip. 4-hour trip.
Yeah, it's a haul.
It's a long haul, boys and girls.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I know I wrestled them before. I mean, I thought it was in the regional tournament, but it may have been a different tournament. But I ended up winning against them. I know I beat them twice earlier in the year, and then to beat them in the takedown tournament. So I'll go back and look at that region. I need to look at that to see if that's where I wrestled them. But I know I wrestled them in the tournament before.
If you're seeing a screen graphic here, Tom was able to get me the information. But as we're filming this, we believe it was in the regional.
I believe it was. Finals. I know it was either the last tournament before we went into regions, district, region, and state, or it was at the regions. It's been 30 some odd years.
Yeah, it's been a day or two. I do
remember wrestling him that second time there. So
the reason I say that is I know even when I wrestled back in like 99, 2000, 2001 era, is the Lexington, Woodford, Harrison County area. We're 2 hours on a good day from Lexington, and that was in our region. Like your Wayne counties, your Whitleys, your McCreary's. That was in our district, and we're 4 hours from Wayne County. So that was in our district. So I could see Harrison and Christian County being in the same district. Or the same region, I mean. But it's just, little fodder there. Now, has it been a while since you've seen your 88 video?
I have not seen it since I probably wrestled in it. So
okay, no, that's great. We have the face-off, the match, medal ceremony, and we have the team trophy presentation. And we're back at Atherton High School in Louisville. Man, let's go.
In the 12th grade with a 35-2 record, Dale Duckworth, Harrison County. His opponent in the 12th grade with a 38-0 record.
Look at that Christian County crowd right there. Stand up, man.
Yeah, all those mat mates are great.
Yep.
They're awesome.
I like as soon as you come off the mat, you start taking your jacket off. No, I left this part in. Listen to this here. You can hear this is the 119 trophy presentation.
Yeah.
The mat maids are firing you up. So you guys lock up. You're familiar with each other. This will be your 4th meeting this year on the mat.
Absolutely. So
working like a front headlock, able to keep some pressure on him.
Yeah, I like to stretch him out there, see if I can.
Of course, you get your takedown, and something the referee in me notices is 88, we got the wristbands on, so it was good to see the First year with the wristbands, 1988.
Yeah.
And kids, if you're watching this on your phone and the video's jumping a little bit, kind of staticky, that's just the way it was back in the 80s. You didn't have
Absolutely.
4K, HD, all this kind of stuff. Ask your parents what a VCR was.
Well, I did the same thing in '87. I'm hanging high. I need to get behind him, stay behind him better.
And he's got your leg pulling it through. And when I was cutting this down and he stepped over, I was like, oh no, how does he win this? But you're able to counter it pretty well. Are you
Yeah, I was comfortable there.
okay? Having wrestled him before, I guess this would be meeting number 4 for the season. Like, did you know, okay, he's susceptible on top to a cradle, or I can get legs in, or what was your game plan?
Well, I just, I wrestled a lot of people the same way. And I knew that my style, and so I had a lot of confidence going in. I knew my style would combat whatever he was trying to go for and everything. So I really didn't change the way I wrestled to accommodate him.
Right. And while we're talking about the video here, I want to say thank you to David Barnes, 1988 state champion, most outstanding Simon Kenton. He's actually the one that got me this video a couple years ago. So
well, thank you. Yeah,
yep,
absolutely.
Thank Dave Barnes. Now, that's his corner over there on the right. Do you remember who's in your corner this year?
I think in '88, I know Coach Perrin was, of course, and I'd like to see. I think my brother was in my corner this year. I think I was in the last tournament. I thought my brother might have been, but I think this year is the year he made it up.
Right, so that's the end of the period. You're up 4-1. His choice. He defers, and you're going to take down.
Okay. Let's see if I get out. See what I do here.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You deferred and he took down. I couldn't. Two dark colored singlets. I couldn't tell. You're on top.
Yeah.
My bad. And again, this year, the mat maids haven't stopped the whole time you've been out there. There we go, out of bounds.
I used to like to stack people with that power half when I had my leg in. So
I'm glad that you said that. That is a move. That 3/4 stack, that's something that's been lost, man. You don't hardly ever see anybody doing it. Especially at a lighter weight. That's usually like a upper weight type of a move.
I think we go out of bounds here.
Yep.
I get a point.
And your headgear come off.
Yeah. There's one time we went out of bounds and I got a point for something. I'm anxious to see what I got a point for. Uh-oh.
There we go. He stands up. You're able to take him that back down pretty good. Mat return. You've got the ankle hook there. Were you trying for that stack again? Because that's the setup for that stack.
Yeah, if he gave it to me, I was going to grab it. And he did a good job getting out.
Yeah, you've done a good job escaping on you there.
Yeah. Not too far out to shoot that.
Lock back up. Tried another snap down there.
Yeah, I knew I could snap him down pretty well from prior matches. So.
if you're watching this and you're seeing the quality of the tape kind of distorted, if you have anything that's on the VHS tape, get it converted to digital. That way it's not lost forever.
Yeah.
I'm not advertising for any specific agency here, but now, right there at the end of the period, man, you got a nice little throw. The referees go over and talk about it. Which is what you're supposed to do as a referee. If you have a questionable call, you get a takedown call. I think was the right call. So kudos to these referees for getting it right. Now on the bottom here, first time we've seen you on the bottom of this match. What are we looking to do? Just get up, what?
Well, it looked like I tried to do a little switch there. I had a tendency to leave my arm behind, which was not good. He's trying to lock up my wrist. I kind of knew what he was doing, so I had to get my hips in the right spot and then work my wrist back out. Again, I always like to roll, so I'm always looking to hook that elbow or to get a roll when I can. If not, go to a switch.
So I think right there was the stoppage you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's Harrison's coach. That is Rick Dingus. You remember this stoppage right here?
I do. I ended up getting a point out of something. I just I believe this is where I got a point for something, and wasn't quite sure why I got the point.
Get off your back! Don't roll to your back!
I wasn't gonna go. I need to let go of that leg and bail. Build your base. Come on, protect your base, buddy. I think I was stalling.
This is late in the third period.
Yeah, I think I'm stalling right there going, okay, let's just ride this out.
That's what I was going to say. Was you just kind of along for the ride, or
you were up pretty big right here? Yeah.
You tried that little Peterson. Oh, there you go.
Oh, this was it. Yeah.
Okay.
This was
I can see that being I can see that being unsportsmanlike. Yep, that's a good call, Mr. Official.
Yeah.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Look up, check the score. All right, I'm still in the lead. Life is good, right?
That's right.
All right, so we're neutral. So they must have gave you an escape and an unsportsmanlike point right there. You get another take, working on another takedown.
Yep.
I believe the score now, I believe is 10-1. You hear the crowd counting down the seconds.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you win by 10-2 decision. That's my bad. 10. Look at the Christian County fans, man. Get your hand raised for the second time in the finals. Is that your brother right there in the plaid shirt?
Yeah, I believe that is.
Of course, here's the medal ceremony.
Yeah.
You got a jacket here. Do you still have that?
Actually, I don't know. I was digging through a bunch of, I probably do in one of my boxes, but I could not find it. I tried to look for it a little bit this afternoon. I could not find it.
If you find it, you have to send us a photo because there's only, we found 2 that are still in existence. Darren Parker's and Lawrence Woodford's. And I'd like to see how many more are in existence. And,
Absolutely. If I find it, I will definitely let you know. There's Coach Placer right there.
Yeah, and of course, you guys are carrying Coach Perrin there to the
Absolutely.
trophy
To the
presentation.
Yep.
And if
Ed
Hopkinsville come in second, so that tells you how good the wrestling was in Christian County that year.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
And there's the Maids, and that's something about a team state championship is it's not just the guys out there, guys and girls out there wrestling. It's if you are part of a team, it's that team's championship. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Coaches,
the coaches, the cheerleaders, they're all of them. It's definitely
managers, everybody, the parents that are involved, the guardians that have to take people to school. They need to be able to share in that moment. And I was glad to see the Matt Mays escorted you guys up there.
Absolutely.
Now, where are you at here? Are you in the front, in the back?
Yeah, I'm in the front. I'm on a knee right there.
Who's the little kid running around? Do you remember?
I think that was Coach Davis's son.
Okay.
Coach Davis is in the suit right here next to Coach Barron.
I got you.
Coach Lancaster in the back.
Great team there, and that's where this one ends, man. So
Absolutely.
Watching it back, does it play out you sound like you were able to do a pretty good play-by-play, but did anything kind of like, oh, I don't remember that?
Well, I didn't remember the whole thing. I just enjoyed watching as a spectator, kind of critiquing myself a little bit. But no, that was a phenomenal moment for me. Really appreciated that I was able to do it twice and had a really good career doing it and had a lot of fun. And that was the end of a good era for me.
No, man. And you, of course, winning by a score 10-2, finished your senior year 39-0, team state champions, 2-time state champion. What a way to leave a legacy at Christian County, right?
Absolutely. It was fun. It was a blast. Sorry, my
no, I was going to say, it sounds like your dogs want to be a part of it too. So
yeah. I'll say, I don't know. My son must have let the dogs downstairs. So, but no, it was a great time, and great people, great camaraderie, and the team and the whole team and the whole community backing was phenomenal. It's something that's once in a lifetime you get to experience something like that, and it was really an honor to be a part of that, to go through that whole process of throughout my whole wrestling career. So
yeah, no,
a lot of good people influenced me along the way.
Absolutely. I mean, we've said it in your 87 and 88 video, but just the talent that come out of the Christian County as a whole is just in that era, man. There needs to be I started to say there needs to be a 30 for 30 on it, but I guess I'm doing the 30 for 30s on how much talent come out of the Christian County, as a whole. Like I said, just phenomenal. And now your teammates, your classmates, people that have been involved with the Christian County program for years, they can have your video, both videos, I guess, and just watch them. And instead of just seeing that trophy case photo that's there outside the gym, they can actually, watch the match, make the trophy case interactive. And we've just about got every single Christian County wrestler now on the channel that we have video for. Let me go through real quick, and then we're going to be doing, I believe, a memorial video for Antonio Earthman, 85. I don't have the video for Jim Perrin for 84. And the only other person left I need to meet with, and I'm not even sure if this gentleman is still alive or still in the area or have any contacts with anybody, is 1972 Frank McWilliams. And that, once we get those gentlemen on the channel, or memorial videos for them, if you will, that'll be everybody. That'll be all 25 of Christian County's state championships represented on the channel. And it's great that we're able to provide this and let the state,
let me know when you do Antonio's stuff, because he was my partner.
Okay.
Throughout, he was my the wrestling room partner that used to beat on me some.
Yeah.
So.
And I believe it was either Livingston or Coach D or maybe even Tony Harris said they have connections to their family that's still in the area. So when we get that lined up, I'll make sure to reach out to you, and we can have you do like a video, however you choose to do it. But if you want to be involved, of course, we would love to have you. Now,
absolutely.
After you leave Christian County, I got to ask, what's next? Where does wrestling take you?
It's funny. Wrestling took me. I was fortunate enough to end up going to NC State to wrestle there. Had a really good time and a good career there. Didn't get to meet my goals per se at the university, but I did have some hurdles along the way, I should put it. I had some injuries and stuff that caused me not to be able to do, but I did get to start for 4 years there, and just a lot of those seasons I wasn't able to finish. But did have a very good career there. Then went on, as far as wrestling, I took a little hiatus. And then I was, got into some, I refereed for a couple of years in South Carolina, end up moving to South Carolina and refereed a couple of years there. And also was, got into coaching some a little bit of high school youth coaching, and then got into a little bit of MMA, which was a coaching. And that was fun. I got to tour the world with that. And, I had a good career doing those type of things, or a hobby, I would call it, more or less. That
you brought up MMA, and I'm not sure if that was a subconscious way of bringing it up, but you have I don't want to say a good connection, but you have some mat time with the MMA and NCAA wrestling legend. So kind of tell us how many times you beat up Randy Couture.
Yeah. Well, Randy's good, great guy. Randy, when I was in high school, Randy was with the All Army team, and I got to work out with him a lot at the All Army team. Which, was phenomenal. They, obviously he was on the Greco team, and they took me to Pan Am games with them. They took me around, toured me around, and had a lot of fun doing that. When I was in high school, just some other MMA, getting into MMA, I got to coach, I was Stephen Thompson, Wonderboy Thompson's main wrestling coach, through till about 4 or 5 years ago. We went to Madison Square Garden, fought Woodley there, got to, go to Liverpool with them, do a lot of stuff. So that was fun. We had Nate Marquardt in, who's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
You brought him in. He's from Raleigh, and or knows a lot of people there. He was training with the NC State guys, and I brought him down to work out with us. And, so a lot of good connections. Chris Weidman is in all the time there. So another great wrestler, so a lot of good times in that sport.
That's awesome, man. That is, now a couple of things here, a lot to unpack there.
Back to wrestling. Sorry.
No. I love it. I love being able to unpack stuff. You talked about NC State. Kentucky also has another 2-time state champion that wrestled at NC State. More recently, back in the 20 teens, Sean Fowles from Campbell County. Sean made the Division I tournament NCAA Division I tournament all 4 years at NC State. If after you watch the Christian County playlist, go back and watch Sean's videos to get the Wolf Pack
That's right.
vibe
Phenomenal.
going, if you will. Sean's a great wrestler.
Absolutely.
But you talked about coaching and MMA coaching and all, and just being around the sport for a long time. One of the beauties of this series, I say that in just about every video, but there's so many positive impacts from this series, and one of them is you may not always get to have somebody like Tom Lee come to your house and do a seminar, or go to a camp, or have somebody like Wonder Boy Thompson come to your local gym and Tom's there. But with the series, you can pull up your phone, watch, listen to what they say, and say, you know what? He makes a lot of sense. I'm going to implement this into what I'm doing, or I'm going to take this or whatever. So for the underclassmen, whether it's elementary, middle school, the high schoolers, what advice would you like to have been told back when you were in high school starting off that you've learned that you'd like to pass on about wrestling?
Well, wrestling is a very unique sport. And, it surrounds yourself with good people, good culture, good work ethic. And, in order to succeed, you have to surround yourself with good people. And I've been fortunate enough to get around a lot of good people that do things the right way. All the coaches, especially in that Hopkinsville, Christian County area, but all coaches in general, listen to them. They're there to help you, keep you on a straight line, teach you work ethic, teach you how to succeed in life. And you need that, to form that culture, to get those work ethics, to get everything you need to be successful. You may not be that successful wrestling, but you need to learn those core competencies in order to succeed in life. And I think that's what wrestling, does for a person is teach you those things. And you need to learn from them and embrace them and bring them into your next ventures in life.
Absolutely. That's a phenomenal way of putting it, is, and we've said it in so many videos, is yes, you might be competing against somebody else on the mat, but you're wrestling against yourself. You're wrestling against you every day. Am I going to wrestle against myself getting out of the bed during season to get up and run an extra mile before I go to school? I'm wrestling against myself to not, eat the McDonald's cheeseburger instead of swapping it out for maybe a banana and an orange, or whatever the case is. And yes, like I said, you compete in hand-to-hand wrestling combat, but you're wrestling against yourself. If you don't win outside of maybe 0.3% of just a referee error or something, a clock error, something to that effect, is if you don't win, there's a high probability it is your fault. You got out techniqued, you got out hustled, you got out muscled, whatever the situation is. And that's what so many kids are finding out is, I can't blame the point guard for not making the shot. I can't blame the wide receiver for not catching the pass. I can't blame the pitcher for throwing, a bad pitch here or whatever. No, if I got beat, chances are I've done something I probably shouldn't have, or I'm not to the level that I, want to be at yet. And you said earlier, talked about fundamentals, basics, that kind of stuff. An analogy that I don't know where I heard it, but it's been within the past couple of days. I'm not sure where, TikTok or something. It was, we're seeing now so many kids are learning these high profile moves. They're going to these camps. They're learning like how to scramble. Nowadays, you have to be able to scramble. If you can't scramble, you can't wrestle. But they're learning how to scramble and not how to wrestle. And the person made the analogy of they're learning how to play a song on the guitar, but they're not learning how to play the guitar. And I was like, that is such a great analogy. I'm going to start using that. So kids, learn to play the guitar figuratively when it comes to wrestling, and not just learning how to play one song on the guitar. Learn to play the guitar, not just learning how to play one song on the guitar. And that will take you so much farther in your wrestling journey than just learning how to pick up the guitar, play one song on it, set it down. That's it. That's all I got. If this doesn't get the crowd going, I don't know what does. Instead of, okay, yeah, I can play that song. Yeah. This guy wants to be heavy on my head. I can get that off. I can move. He wants to try to ride my legs. I know how to roll through. I know how to counter this instead of just a good old one-trick pony.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Tom, man, between both videos, we've covered a lot of ground, 87, 88. I think the story of Tom Lee is going to be well represented on the channel. And I think the Christian County crowd, everybody, like I said, associated with you is going to enjoy these. It's a lot of great information and another phenomenal addition to the channel. So before we end the video, I like to give everybody the opportunity. If there's anything we haven't covered, anything you'd like to say, add, take away, anything like that, man, the floor is yours.
Well, Alex, I really appreciate everything you're doing for this sport.
Thank you.
All these videos and keeping it relevant, or actually bringing it to relevancy, more or less, is phenomenal. And really appreciate you taking on this task and this role and getting the sport of wrestling better recognized in the communities and in the everywhere across the state of Kentucky, and I'm sure it's filtering over in other states. I wish more states would embrace what you're doing and try and raise the sport up and get it recognized for what it is. It is truly a very good sport. It's an individual and a team sport at the same time. And there's, you control your own destiny with it. Mm-hmm. And it is what you make of it. If you put the work and the time in, you're going to do well. If you don't, then you're not going to do so well. So, it's all, but, so really appreciate the work and the effort because I know this takes a lot of work and a lot of your time and a lot of your effort to put this stuff together, and it's really, really appreciated. And, but I thank you for it.
Well, man, thank you. That means a lot. We've, it's become a labor of love. It's become, I don't want to say my life's work, but it truly has become my life's work. I've picked the ball up and I've ran with it. And every time we put out a video, I feel like I've scored the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl or hit a grand slam to win the World Series or, pinned Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, whatever analogy's big to you, knock Mike Tyson out in Tokyo like Buster Douglas did. I just want the sport of wrestling, Kentucky wrestling specifically, to be so easily accessible that it's almost comical, that we raise our sport up without putting other sports down. Because I'm of the belief, not everybody's a wrestler, not everybody's a basketball player, not everybody's a football player, not everybody's a drama, band, speech, whatever it is. But we can elevate our sport and not bring other ones down. And as long as the kids are involved in extracurriculars, they're not messing their life up. You know what I'm saying? We're not reading about them in a obituary. We're not reading about them in a news release that so-and-so got arrested. And the notoriety, the easily accessible videos, the enjoyment, the excitement people have when a new video gets released it's what drives me. It really does. And the Kentucky wrestling, you can Google search, YouTube search, whatever. It's going to come up with our review videos. And
Absolutely.
There's not another state doing it. There's not another sport doing it. And I think that goes to the power to the community we've created of just how just how much the Kentucky wrestling community has been setting on the pride they have, and now they finally have a platform for their state champions, their team champions, whatever it is, to be celebrated, and everybody's embraced it. It's not been Eastern Kentucky versus Western, North, Central Kentucky. It's been from Fulton County to Phelps, from Kenton County to Wayne County, everywhere, all 120 counties. Everybody's on board. Everybody's seems to be appreciative of what we're doing. And I just want to present Kentucky wrestling in the best light possible. And I believe our channel, what we've done, speaks for itself. And man, we've got, I think your video number 299. So
Ooh.
we've got, there's been eight.
Should have held out for 300.
Almost 300. We're actually, we've got Garrett Headley, the former one of the coaches at Henry Clay, video number 300 already filmed. So it's going to be a special video. But there's been 811 state champions as of this filming. We've got 300 on the channel so far. So I've still got a lot of work to do ahead of me. The other 511, we're either going to find the video, get up with you best we can, do it. But this train's rolling, man, and I'm glad you're a part of it.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. You know, I really appreciate you doing this, and it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait to get them edited, put them on there, and let the world see, man. Tommy Lee Jones, you guys are a bunch of bums compared to the Christian County version. So, guys, thank you all for watching. We will see you guys and girls on the mats.